Peace and love to all of you, my brothers and sisters of House of Israel scattered in Babylon in this present time. Book of Deuteronomy, 6th chapter, 4th verse. Hear, O Israel, the Most High, our power, is one power. And thou shalt love the Most High, thy power, with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. We are in recording number 6, I believe, perhaps, maybe 5 or 6, I didn't count really. We are on the right beginning of our journey together in YashaYah TV, of studying, of Word of Life. And I got some time, not too much time, but I thought I'm going to use this time to introduce you in this lesson to this idea in which the Most High Power, being creator of heaven and earth, he is husband who is married by his holy covenant to Israel. We're gonna talk about a little bit about the nature of this story. Being in religion, raised Catholic, learning about this story, about this biblical story of Hear, O Israel, of the Most High speaking to Israel, took me a while to realize that many people in religious world out there, they use this book to support their own religion, and they are saying not enough about Israel, who has been chosen by the Most High to be married to. The Most High gave his holy commandments to Israel, for Israel to spread the good news which was delivered to us by our Savior YashaYah through the messenger which was sent from our Father to deliver this message to every nation in the world. This is the nature of this story. So going forward, I thought, after what already has been said in YashaYah TV, let's just recap quick. Let's do a recap, a short recap of what has already been said in YashaYah TV. We have already said about the Most High being plural, being a father and being a son. We have already said about, in last recording, we have already said about faith, which is understanding. And like in every in every classroom, if you ever been into a lesson of any sort, let's take let's say mathematics is a good example. If you are not paying close attention from the beginning of starting of new subject in mathematics, you might lose a plot. You might not be able to understand what to do with the question being asked by your teacher with the time, if you're not gonna understand the basics of the subject which you're gonna be trying to understand, or you're gonna be asked for. If you're not gonna have the fundamentals, if you're not gonna have the basic understanding of what any subject is about, is gonna be very, very difficult with time to grasp more difficult subject as you go along into deep. So, on the beginning, let us read Book of Isaiah. Book of Isaiah, 33rd chapter, 22nd verse. For the Most High is our judge. I hope those of you who've watched previous recordings, you remember that Alahayim, which was translated into English word God, is not singular in Hebrew language. In Hebrew language, Alahayim is plural, and Alahayim is plural form of word Eloah, which means to judge, to have power to judge, to give decree, to pass decree in judgment. For the Most High is our judge. The Most High is lawgiver. The Most High is our King. He will save us. For the Most High is our judge. The Most High is a lawgiver. To whom the Most High in this story gave his law? Let us see. I mean, we've just read, right? Hear, O Israel, Haya, our power is one power. Book of Psalms, 147th chapter. He sent, 18th verse, He sendeth out His word. He sendeth out His word and melted them. He caused His wind to blow and the waters to flow. He showeth His word unto Jacob, His statutes and His judgments unto Israel. He had not dealt so with any nation, and as for His judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Most High. So, He showeth His word unto Jacob, His statutes and His judgments unto Israel. I have learned with time that the nature of this story is just what we read in this segment, just what I read to you in this segment. Praise the Most High, O Jerusalem, those who are enlightened with the teaching of Shalom, of peace. Praise the Most High of Zion. Zion means enlightened ones. This story, my brothers and sisters, for what I understand, this story is about enlightenment, is about to be enlightened with the light of truth, which is Christ. Christ said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. So, for the Most High is our judge. For the Most High sent His judgment, as we read, His statutes, His commandments to Israel. He haven't dealt so with any other nation. But was Israel chosen to receive the message, to keep it for themselves, The Most High, creator of heaven and earth, He gave His message to one ethnic group of people, for this group of people to keep this message for themselves and not to share it. Let us see. Let us open. I've got here my Polish Bible. I've got all the important places I need to know marked up in my Polish Bible. I haven't moved everything yet to this beautiful King James version of the Bible. So let me see, and please let us open Book of Kings, 8th chapter, and let us read from 41st verse. Book of Kings, 8th chapter, and 40th first verse. Moreover, so we've just read about the Most High being the King who is sending his judgment to Israel. Moreover, concerning a stranger, that is not of thy people Israel, but cometh out of a far country, for thy name's sake. For they shall hear of thy great name, they shall shama, they shall hear, and they receive the judgment which was passed to Israel. For they shall hear of thy great name, and of thy strong hand, and of thy stretched out arm. When he shall come and pray, moreover, concerning stranger, when he shall come and pray towards this house, hear thou in heaven thy dwelling place, and do according to all that the stranger calleth thee for, that all people of the earth may know thy name, that all people of the earth may know thy name, which is YashaYah, life everlasting, to fear thee, as do thy people Israel, and that they may know that this house which I have built is called by my name. This type of prayer is recorded in Book of Kings. This is how Solomon, one of the most wise people ever living, this is how he put in words what he understood was right. When he finished building a temple, he said that if stranger, moreover, if not Israelite, but if stranger is gonna come to this house, and if he's gonna pray to you, hear in the place where you abide the word of the stranger. Because nowadays in religion, I'm speaking from my own experience, I've learned something about religion. The most important thing being introduced to religion is to understand that the law of the Most High, the judgments which the Most High, creator of heaven and earth, Christ, passed to us, to Israel, through his prophets like Moses, that this what was given to Israel is finished. That's the most important thing I've noticed. The law The law, the judgments, the ordinances which the Most High delivered to Israel is somewhat different to what is being preached in religion now. But in Book of Numbers, 15th chapter and 15th verse, we read, one ordinance shall be both for you of the congregation and also for the stranger that sojourneth with you, and ordinance forever in your generations, as ye are, so shall the stranger be before the Most High. As ye are, O Israel, so will the stranger be before me. There is one ordinance given by our Creator, YashaYah Christ, to our forefathers, to Israel, and our forefathers, Israel, were responsible to deliver this information to other nations. Unfortunately, this information about ordinances and judgments which were given to Israel were somewhat lost with time. So, going on forward, we're going to come back to these portions of scriptures I'm reading to you right now. But it's very important to understand that in this book, whosoever calling himself king, he's saying that he has delivered his information to Israel, and that Israel was responsible before the Most High for delivering this message to other nations, which Israel didn't do too good job with. So we've read that the Most High is a lawgiver, and I spoke to you about axioms in the Bible, right? Things in the mathematics, values in mathematics which have the same values in mathematics. Two different equations written differently in mathematics, but which at the end have the same definition, they're gonna be equal to each other. And on the face value of reading this book, it's somewhat difficult to miss that the Most High, who created heaven and earth, is the Father sending his Son to do the job. And the Most High Father is dealing with us, his creation, through his Son. 54th chapter, 5th verse, book of YashaYah, book of Isaiah. For thy Maker is thy husband. For thy Maker is thy husband. The Most High of Hosts is his name. The Most High of Hosts is his name. We could put Chaya, because we know that this was the name delivered to children of Israel by the angel who gave his name to Moses. Chaya asher Chaya, this is my name, and this is my memorial to all generations. For thy Maker is thy husband. The Most High of Hosts is his name. And thy Redeemer, the Holy of Israel. The Most High of the whole earth shall he be called. The Most High of whole earth shall he be called. For the Most High had called thee as a woman forsaken and grieved in spirit. as we are, those people who start to understand the deception which is being spread by religion. For an example, being a Catholic, I was convinced that the so-called God of Old Testament is Father, who was cruel and, not to say maybe evil, but he was very cruel. He was completely... This God of Old Testament was shown to me by religion to be someone completely different to what I was hearing, and I have to honestly say about Christ, about reading about him. I knew this story in a way which was given to me by Catholicism, and the way is this. Half of this story, actually more, 2/3 of this story, okay, so-called Old Testament, is about cruel and very judgmental father who said to Israel to kill nation for no reasons, walking into land of Canaan. We know that those people who do not understand the biblical story think this about the Bible, but if we're gonna get a little bit more on a subject, who the Most High is, it is written. Who is the Most High? Who is the Most High who gave his commandments to Israel? We know that is this angel which spoke to Moses. For thy Maker is thy husband, the power, the life everlasting of hosts is his name. His name, his Shem. Hear, O Israel, hear, O Israel, and thy Redeemer, the Holy of Israel, and thy Redeemer, the Holy of Israel. But this is Old Testament, right? This is about this is about the Father, right? And we go to the section of the book when it is written New Testament, right? So-called New Testament, right? And in this in this section of story, the information supposed to change, right? Everybody knows that the Most High, the God of the Hebrews, the Israelites of the Old Testament of the Bible, is not the same God, call him that so you understand what we're talking about, who is written about in, for example, in Gospels, right? Gospels are telling us about Christ who, for so God loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, and so that whosoever believeth in him will not perish but have everlasting life, right? This is the most one of the most known and used verses by Christianity to support this idea that the Most High loves everybody, that God loves everybody, right? That this King of Israel, about whom we just read about in Old Testament, who gave his commandments to Israel to spread this good news to other nations of the world, who says about himself that he is husband married to Israel, that this God is somewhat different to Jesus Christ, which comes on the scene. Gospel of John, 1st chapter, 1st verse. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with the Most High, and the Word was the Most High. The King of Israel, about whom we read, was the Most High, the King of Israel. Gospel of John, 2nd chapter, 43rd verse. The day following YashaYah, YashaYah would go forth into Galilee, and findeth Philip, and saith unto him, Follow me. Now Philip was of Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Philip findeth Nathanael, and saith unto him, We have found of whom Moses in the law and the prophets did write. We have found him of whom Moses in the law and the prophets did write. We just read the prophet Isaiah. Let us read Book of Deuteronomy, 18th chapter and 18th verse. 17th verse. Book of Deuteronomy, 18th chapter, 17th verse. Of whom spoke the Moses and the prophets. Yes? We are reading so-called New Testament. About whom was speaking Moses? And the Most High said unto me, They have well spoken that which they have spoken. I will raise them up a prophet from among the brethren, like unto thee. I will raise them up a prophet from among the brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth, and will put my words in his mouth. In the beginning was the Word. In the beginning was the Word. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. This prophecy is double-folded prophecy. First of all, the Most High is informing Moses that he's gonna raise Yeshua. This is how they call his name in English language. YashaYah, son of Nun, to deliver Israel from the hand of nations which were to be destroyed in the time when Israel, after 40 years of being in the desert, was walking into land of Canaan, of the land which the Most High subdued to his children of Israel. So, the prophet like unto me, I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth. But this ultimate king of Israel, who was to lead Israel to salvation, is of course person of whom we read in book of Saint John. In the beginning of the Word was the Word, and the Word was with the Most High, and the Word was the Most High. The same name which have received the prophet of the Most High, YashaYah, Yosua, they translated it to you in Christianity. YashaYah, Yasha means to save, to deliver, and Yah is the name of everlasting life. YashaYah means salvation of Chaya, salvation of life everlasting. So, of whom the Moses and in the prophets, these are the words which I spake unto you while... excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm getting tired today. From early morning, I couldn't awake myself. So, again, the next day after John stood, and two of his disciples, and looking upon YashaYah, and looking upon YashaYah as he walked, he said, Behold, the Lamb of the Most High. Behold, the Lamb of the Most High. Once the Most High power is being called lawgiver, once he's been called husband, another time he is being called the Lamb of the Most High. All this story is written in a way so that those people who are not supposed to understand what this story is talking about, they are not supposed to understand the story. They're supposed to think that the Old Testament is, this biblical story is about someone else than what we're reading here. But hopefully those of you who until now are spending your time with me studying this book, you're gonna understand that this, what is being taught in Christianity, is just travesty to the truth, which is life everlasting, which is Christ. Again, the next day after John stood, Gospel of John, 2nd chapter, 35th verse. Again, the next day after John stood, and two of his disciples, and looking upon YashaYah as he walked, he said, Behold, the Lamb of the Most High. And the two disciples heard him speak, and they follow YashaYah. They heard him speak, because it is spirit that gives life. The words which I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life, as it is written. Then YashaYah turned and saw them following, and said unto them, What seek ye? They said unto him, Rabbi, which is to say, being interpret, Master, where dwellest thou? He saith unto them, Come and see. They came and saw where he dwelt, and abode with him that day. For it was about the 10th hour. One of the two which heard John speak, and followed him, was Andrew, Simon Peter's brother. He first findeth his own brother Simon, and saith unto him, We have found the Messiah, which is being interpreted the Christ. And he brought him to YashaYah, and when YashaYah beheld him, he said, Thou art Simon, the son of Jonah. Thou shalt be called Cephas, which is by interpretation a stone. The day following, YashaYah would go forth into Galilee, and findeth Philip, and saith unto him, Follow me. Now Philip was of Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Philip findeth Nathanael, and saith unto him, We have found him, of whom Moses in the law, and the prophets did write, YashaYah of Nazareth, the son of Joseph. And Nathanael said unto him, Can there any good thing come out of Nazareth? Philip saith unto him, Come and see. YashaYah saw Nathanael coming to him, and said of him, Behold, an Israelite indeed. Behold, an Israelite indeed. This word, if I remember well, indeed is the word aletheia. Aletheia, alpha lantano, means to uncover that which is hidden. That's the definition of the Greek concept of what they understood to be the truth. The truth, my brothers and sisters, is oftentimes hidden. And even if you have access to the book like the Bible, if you read this book in modern languages, if you read about God, even worse than that, reading the book, you're going to find someone who is in religion. You might miss the plot of this story. The Most High saying about Nathanael, YashaYah saw Nathanael coming to him, and said of him. So, if we were to say that, if I'm speaking to Christians here, right, who believe that the Old Testament king of the so-called Jews, how you call him, right, the king of Israel, is not the same person to whom Nathanael spoke, we would have to say that whatever Nathanael have said is not truth, and that Christ is a liar. But YashaYah saw Nathanael coming to him, and said of him, Behold, an Israelite indeed, in whom is no guile. That whatever he's going to say is going to be the truth. Nathanael saith unto him, Whence knowest thou me? YashaYah answered and said unto him, Before the Philip called thee, then thou wast under the fig tree, I saw thee. Nathanael answered and said unto him, Rabbi, Master, thou art the Son of the Most High. Thou art the Son of the Most High. Thou art the King of Israel. Thou art the Son of the Most High. Thou art the King of Israel. So, for those of you who hear this good news about who the Most High Power is, in face value of what we just read, I hope you understand that if you was told about YashaYah Christ something different to what we read today, that he's not the same Most High who created heaven and earth in the first place, I hope after this few recordings which I have just recorded for you in Hayatili, I hope you start to understand that You have been lied to by religion, because what is his name? And what is the name of his son, if you can tell? I hope you're gonna start studying this Bible with me. It is really interesting story of everything what has happened from the creation of the world until this time, and the prophecy is telling us in this book about those things which haven't yet come to pass. So is good to know, for faith is understanding. Pistis esti hypostasis, understanding. Book of Romans, 10th chapter, 1st verse. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to the Most High for Israel is. I'm reading to you so-called New Testament. The Israel, of course, is long gone, right, Christians? Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to the Most High for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. I hope you have learned something new today. All the glory, honor, and power be to the power of Israel, YashaYah Christ, who is our husband, who is our lamb, who is our King and our Savior. All glory to the Most High. Peace and love to all of you, brothers and sisters of House of Israel scattered in Babylon. May the power of the Most High be with you. Glory be to the highest life. Glory be to YashaYah.